Okay, guys, I'm super stoked. We got the finals for this season of NS2. Jackson was gonna be our main streamer, but he had some issues. I mean, he had some other things he had to take care of, so I'm filling in for him. I hope we miss and love him. So I hope I am good to cover and I fulfill all your casting needs. We're just about to get started here, and I couldn't be more excited. I freaking love NS2, and we get an extra cheat today. The format for the season has been best of 5 rounds, so that's at most is 3 maps, and so far hasn't gotten there. At least the ones that I've been able to cast. But today, both of the teams have decided to give you a little extra. They've conferred between the two of each of themselves, and we're doing best of 7 rounds. So that's guaranteed 3 maps and maybe more. So we are super, super lucky to get all this awesome NS2 content. I'm so stoked. I love this community. I love this game. I was before the game started, I got hit with this little pang of nostalgia, and I was looking at the season 17. Season 17. That's a long time. When was season 1? Like, I can't even really remember. And like, oh, wait a second, I played on season 1. And then I hopped onto ensl.org. ensl.org, if you're not part of it, please go ahead and sign up. It is the hub for all the competitive shenanigans that this community gets into. It's got really great tools for tracking stats and play in the competitive community. You get updates on what's going on the development team and what's happening in terms of the competitive seasons and competitions. And so it's a really great place to kind of organize your teams and look into match play. But I was on there and I was looking up and it's like, oh, wait a second, I was in that first season. I played in that first season of NS2, and it's all the way back in 2012. And I was part of Iron Horse's team, which at the time was 420. Iron Horse is now a developer, made that switch from player to developer. Oh boy, we had a lot of fun. We were all big stoners back in the day, and we loved our game. And then I didn't quite remember it this way, but I went back and I checked in, and we lost every single game. We lost every single game in that season. We were in Div 1, which back then we had we have enough player base to populate, I think, 3, maybe even 4 divisions of play. But we were the very bottom of Div 1. We were probably a div or 2 above our station. But since we were also committed to the game and we were in there early, we somehow snuck our way into Div 1. Got absolutely crushed, and I remember taking a round or 2 off a team or 2, but that doesn't seem to be the case because the stats are all there. And if you want to check out player stats, team stats, you can click on all these teams and see the brackets and see who's been playing, and so it's a great tool. I mean, our community has a lot of love and heart put into it. There's some awesome tools that kind of rival the tools of bigger games and bigger communities. NS2 Observatory, if you're like really a big into stat tracking and figuring out who's on that which Smurf and figuring out what's going on, and ENSL if you're trying to play competitively or you just want to get some gathers going. Gathers is it uses our 6v6 format. It plays on servers that are run by people from the competitive community, and it runs comp mod. Comp mod has some slight changes in terms of how much res players receive, and little tweaks and balances that more fit the format of 6v6. So yeah, I mean, it's been such a pleasure being part of this community. At different times I've casted, at different times I've played, but I've always wanted to give more, because as much as you give to this game, you get back from it. It's a fun little community, and it's worth sticking around and hanging out, and it's really cool. I mean, I was looking at the individual players on these teams, and checking out their accounts on ENSL as well once I was playing around with mine. And, there are players on both teams that have joined all the way back in 2006, so predating my competitive start by 6 years, and Shu on CyberBoots, and Golden on Tokyo Drifters, and those guys have been playing since NS1, and so I'm really excited to see their veteran knowledge take place in this game. I'm also really excited because as much as this game is a bunch of old farts, we got some really interesting new players, new blood. I mean, we saw in the game yesterday Nano Noob and Datsu. Nano Noob's 16. I only know that because I play gathers with him. I think Datsu is like 19. On the games today, we have Plebdo and Ranger, who are brothers, but they are 18 and 20 respectively. And so there's a whole generation of people. People find this game and they get into it. It's not just people who've been playing it forever. There is a really cool community that that surrounds this game, and I'm stoked to be part of it. So yeah. I saw somebody in the chat mention that there was lag. I didn't have any lag yesterday. I increased the. Hopefully, there's not any issues. I increased the duration in which the game is being delayed. Maybe if I changed the delay, I could figure out if the lag is partially due to that, because I know it has to buffer the game a little bit. I really want your viewing experience to be the best it possibly can. I do have killer internet out where I'm at, but maybe that has something to do with it. I don't really know if I can change the delay without restarting the stream, but I'm going to just change it back to 120. All right, so I'll check in with chat occasionally. I just want to make sure my stream is up and running and working. So I will come back there and check you guys out. But yeah, back to talking about players and teams. We're having them file in right now. It looks like our first map is going to be on Zombie. So Zombie is super sick. We love Zombie. It's I think it's kind of like, it gives the teams a lot of chance to express how good they are individually. I think the tendency on a fair, kind of evenly balanced game is that Zombie is pretty low in res. I think you can only safely hold about 3 or 4 res towers on either side. I think the way this map is kind of designed and laid out, I think it lends itself to kind of a low res game. And I like lower res games because the speed being slowed down gives more time to express individual choices in the strategy. Individual choices become sort of magnified because they have a higher impact, because they have a longer time to express themselves. There's generally a sort of tech path or two that that you want to go towards. So like you want to get you want to get your upgrades up, you want to get shotguns up, and if it takes a little bit longer to get there, I think what ends up happening is that the decisions you made to delay shotguns has a ramification that it outsized versus if you get shotguns relatively quickly anyways. So low res games kind of give an interest, and I think this map is interesting because one of the hives is really easy to arc out and the other one is not as arcable. I mean, they're still both we're having some technical difficulties on the player side as well. It looks like Ranger and Pleb, fortunately, they are in a house together. Ranger is playing Datsu, so you'll have to deal with me. So we're waiting on some players right now. Unfortunately, uh, okay. So unfortunately, we're having some issues with the connectivity with Ranger. He's suffering from a power outage. This uh, hopefully this gets sorted. Hey dudes.
Hello.
Hey Crowbar, how you doing, man?
Oh, I'm fine. I've just returned today to my apartment, and now I got asked I could co-cast with you.
Yeah, please. I'm excited to have a co-caster. And you all set up on the server? You good with that?
Yeah, I already joined.
Okay, cool. Well, we're up on stream right now. I'm kind of just giving them a little bit of flavor text to chew on while we're waiting for these guys to get in. But you're a player who's been playing for a long time. Are you an NS1 old boy like me?
No, I joined it with NS2 better.
Oh,
But I played a
okay.
lot of Half-Life 1, and I also played Natural Selection 1, but I didn't play it in any sense by competitive, I mean, in any sense. So,
Yeah, I was not a competitive player for NS1 either. I was a kid when came out, and I think by the time NS2 came out, I was just about ready to start playing competitively. It took a little bit longer than some others, but yeah, I was in that first season of NSL, and I was kind of joking around earlier. You've been a commander for a long time. I'm always stoked to see when you play commander. Used to be a little bit more active in the community than more recently, but you've been getting back into the game.
at the moment, I don't play a lot, but I plan to go back to it. But I have a lot to do for university, and yeah, so I cannot really commit to a team. So I only show up sometimes.
Sure, sure. On the
Yeah,
occasional
but
gather.
I started in season 4, and then I played until since a year.
Yeah, right on.
So yeah,
So it looks like we're still getting everybody in the server. I think there's been an issue with Ranger, which is unfortunate because Ranger is going to be playing calm for the CyberBoots, and I'm sure all of them would be really bummed, him especially, if he couldn't do it. I mean, we've got plenty of players on their team that have
mm.
experience, but that's
Is there
why.
any sign of him, or did he disconnect, or is he
No,
just not coming online?
I think he communicated with Shu over text or on Discord through his phone, but apparently he's having a power outage at his house. I don't really know the details. That's as far as I've got. But uh, it seems like that's something that happens occasionally with Ranger. I've noticed. I've played gathers with him, and usually it gets sorted relatively quickly. So hopefully that gets fixed before we get into the game. We both of the teams have agreed to best of seven, so we'll probably have enough time for him to join later.
Yeah,
Hopefully.
it looks like that they are playing with Shu as a commander, at least for the first round, and Unreal is working for them.
Yeah, I think he
I'm
might be.
not sure if Unreal is in the team
Yeah,
even.
he's on the
Might be.
roster. I think. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, exciting. Let's go.
Yeah, I'm stoked. So Pipeworks start. This is pretty standard. They can. Let's see if they go for the 2 resource towers. Yeah, that's a quick 2 resource towers, and they'll probably sit on that for the beginning of the game because that's about as safe as you can be in the start. If they can hold that res, we probably will see them getting a tunnel and Baywing or maybe waste recycling. But this is very standard play from the alien team, except for the fact that they have got 3 drifters out. It's pretty interesting.
Yeah, especially. I mean, Phone is playing that strategy. He already played that last season. I saw it because I think he doesn't want to log out a lot at the moment. I think because he doesn't play a lot on the field right now. Yeah, NS2 at all, so he might be better if he just do some drifter play.
Yeah, it's an interesting thing that every commander kind of feels differently about how long and how often they should be in the chair. But I think Alien Commander, it's a lot less clear about when you need to be in the chair and when you need to get out. I think you can get out more often, but it's not like the Marines where 6 on the field for the first couple of minutes is just like kind of an obvious choice nowadays.
Yeah, so aliens are holding 2 nodes right now. Let's see if Loam can pick one in Organ. No.
Oh, that's
So
too bad.
Organ is dead,
Yeah.
but that's fine. The aliens are trading now for repairs. And Marines are also on low res. Like if they can kill repairs, they are sitting on only 2 active nodes.
Yeah, but we're getting
So
pressured in oxygen too. Golden with that gorge
yeah.
getting kind of pinned outside of the hive, and there's no real skulks around to deal with it. They didn't end up killing the RT and repairs, and they have to figure out a way to respond to this pressure. Golden is never afraid to be a battle gorge rant, not getting any meds. There's nobody in the command chair, and that's a kill straight from full life to 0 on Golden's gorge. But unfortunately, he does go down right after to wake. But that's good. They were able to hold on to that RT for just enough time. Obviously they would have preferred to stick with both of those res towers. But yeah,
Okay,
sorry.
Spring won a really important engagement in electrical core, so the Marines. But Shu is actually now capping the 4th node, so they need to either deny gravity or EC. If they don't, the Marines will be on 5 extractors soon.
Yeah, and that's a lot for this map. For any map, 5 is sort of your team's comfort point. If you're getting 5 or more, you're teching up at a rate which is pretty satisfying, and especially compared to these aliens who are stuck on 2 res towers, going up to a 3rd at the moment. This pressure right here in X is really important right now.
Marines are really holding the lanes. They know that they have 4 parasites on. That means they need to be cautious.
It's a good
Okay, now the
point.
parasites.
I think people who play pubs or casually in gathers even don't really fully recognize the strength of a good parasite or two. It is just so important for that information.
Somebody was telling me that you should change the scene or make the screen better.
I
bigger.
did. I did. It took me a
Okay.
second or two, but I realized right away. People. Yeah, there's a delay, so they're noticing now. But I switched back pretty quickly. I imagine.
Okay. So this is exactly what the aliens need right now. They need the free lurk play to have a comeback to actually secure the nodes. And now that lurks are up, they are suddenly sitting on 4 harvesters, and this is only because Phone's drifters are doing work. I don't think he lost a drifter yet. He still is sitting on 3 drifters, and
Yeah,
they're all regenerating since of the Crag Hive.
I think the drifters are. I think maybe underutilized. That's the kind of thing we see out of Phone and Golden's teams. They really play. They always play something slightly different, and it always kind of seems obvious afterwards. But we're gonna lose offload again. Let's focus on the action here.
Oh, here comes a base rush. 3 lurks with drifter and gorge. There's only one spawner. Billy is Okay, Billy is hiding in offload because he wants to get the Skulk.
And they do have enough res to beacon here, so this is an intentional choice to wait for the surround here on this, on all these life forms. Let's see if they can lose any of these, pick on any of these lurks. So far, finally, Spring going
One
down.
goes on, two goes on. Yeah, good choice by the Marines. They all rotated back, and this is so often happening on this map exactly because it's so hard to get out of the Marine base.
Yeah, I mean,
The,
what a painful loss for those lurks. Do you think going after the IP was the right decision there?
yeah, yeah, I think so because going after the ops, you probably know that they will come back anyway, so you try to kill the IPs. So because they have had a respawner, but yeah,
I think
it's a hard call.
I think it's a hard call. I did, obviously he didn't go back to he didn't beacon, so the obs wasn't a target for that kind of pulling your team back. But there was an upgrade going on the obs. Phase Tech was just started. It would have been delayed by a couple of extra seconds, but I
Hmm.
think maybe the IP is the more obvious choice. You got somebody spawning there, and it's 20 resources, so it's a bigger target. But
In this particular situation, I would have gone for the arm slip and then fell out again. Like
yeah,
I think the aliens only wanted to force a beacon. That's why they went base. Because so after the beacon they can buy dress, but he didn't beacon. So they should know that they're all coming back. So try to kill something fast and then get out again.
yeah, it was really smart play from Shu on the command chair. I thought he was that was a good decision making. It was scary at first, but they had a pinch naturally because the lanes kind of collapsed in on themselves, and so they were on both sides of the Marine start. And those lurks, when you can't fly around hallways and vents, you really lose your life form pretty quickly. So I thought Shu made the right decision there.
Oh, Phone just dropped the harvester in Oregon and Billy sneaked up, didn't get scouted by the Skulk.
Yeah, what a painful loss there on this low res alien side. But we do see Marines sort of out of position right now. I could conceive of them going for a little bit of back lane pressure,
Yeah, I
trading
mean
a
they
little.
have to. There's nothing to defend right now. I mean, Ox is lost, Oregon is lost. They can only try to go for some resource biting right now.
Well, I think Golden, with good decision making, trying to bait out that shotgunner, didn't want to lose the organ donation res node, but
So it
ends up.
looks like the aliens are giving up on Oxy, and I think they're waiting for Loam to go fade to make some kind of comeback. Yeah, so Phone is always assisting into his electrical core side,
Mhm.
but yeah, there's a Marine already denying the sys chain.
Yeah, he's already in there. Again, kind of dropping some. I mean, granted, it's only a couple assists, but Loam kind of throw or phone trying to just throw out some structures. I think early game, the one thing I would have changed in phone's play, I think it's important to get out of the hive if you choose to take those two resources next to your base. And there's an engagement now, so we'll watch that. Nice, easy clear by these aliens. But yeah, I think the advantage of capping the two res towers that are natural for this hive is that it's such a short run distance for your commander to get there. And so you can buffer the time it takes for your team to get back by engaging with the Marines and kind of parasiting and dodging around corners and maybe even landing a bite or two. And that gives your team maybe enough time to come and defend that res tower. But he wasn't doing that. Instead, opting to simply play StarCraft and stick in the command chair.
Well, I totally agree with you in the point that this is a valid play, but I think what Phone is doing is also correct. I mean, he's you have to decide as a commander. I think either you go for hardcore drift to play, which he's doing. He's also enzyming his team all the time. Not enzyming, I mean mucusing,
Hmm.
which does a lot, and also baiting some bullets with the drifter. So if you are a good player with the drifters, you could also only do that and not log out a lot.
And I,
It really it depends on the situation.
Totally, and your play style. And I think you're right that there's no right decision in this occasion. The thing, though, that I would have liked to see is if you are going to do this kind of drifter play, I want that third drifter building out the cyst chain, or maybe only get two drifters and make one of those drifters into a tunnel. If you're using drifters and a gorge, you can have one of the drifters building your cyst chain out to waste recycling, grabbing a tunnel there or in Baywing, and then having the other drifter building the RT and oxygenation while the gorge throws up that gorge wall in the front of Oxy. I think if you're committing to staying in the chair and you want to be in this more kind of passive position, that's the play to make. The strength of having these two res towers next to your hive is that you can jump out so quickly and defend them. At least that's how I feel.
Yeah. It looks like Phone does not like tunnels, at least not in this stage of the game. So let's focus a bit more what's going on. So Marines established the right side again. It was down for some time because they decided to overpressure, I think, on the left side to deny the alien expansion at the same time. So both teams were on kind of low res for a moment. But now Marines are happily sitting on 5 nodes, but no upgrades coming up. So I think Marines are waiting now either for weapons free or an advanced armory.
Yeah, I think you're right. But they're teching up well, and now they are back up to 5 RTs with a 6 on the way. They're feeling real good, and we're
Yep.
looking at an arc push here.
I just wanted to say, since it's Shu commanding, he loves to go arcs on this map. And I remember several times when he was screaming at me and Gathers I should go for arcs on Jumpy.
Yeah, I think he and you, for some reason, he's got buttons to push, so it's not like you're doing anything wrong. But you guys have butt heads before, I think.
Yeah, but it's a hate-love situation. You know, we just like to shout at each other. I don't know.
That's good. I'm sure that's the case. I'm sure that's the case.
Yeah. So Phone is getting now a tunnel. Interesting tunnel position. I think if you can zoom in, is it covered by anything, by some map environment? Yeah,
Yeah,
it is. It is covered by that little box here, so that's a good tunnel placement actually.
yeah, interesting. You throw a crag around the corner, and that's going to be hard to kill. Ooh.
Hmm.
And we see a huge change in momentum. Although the aliens are still playing on the back foot, I think Loam on this fade is really just like it's finally giving the aliens enough breathing room to establish a little res on the map. I think Loam's fade is really a fearsome one, and it's nice to see.
Yeah, Lom's fade is good, but I think the main reason why aliens are still into this game is Wake's lurk. He's going 15 to 1, didn't lose his first lurk yet.
Oh yeah, that's a great point.
So he is carrying the team. But
Yeah.
now here comes the arc play. So they have two arcs going. Do they have nades? Yeah, they have nades researched. So they're actually arcing Organ first. Because they think probably the two arcs are not enough to kill the hive. But aliens are just researching Bile Bomb, and Golden has a perfect position to Bile Bomb these arcs here.
Yeah, taking advantage of that vent above there. I want to see from Golden's point of view. I'm not entirely. Oh, I got stuck in the map. Hold on.
Oh, they're pushing up.
Oh
They're
gosh.
pushing up to kill Golden. So now the Fade needs to go in the vent to kill the Marine, but it's really risky to do it. But the Marine has no armor, so he's going for it. Nice.
Loam comes to his defense, and this Gorge is in a good position to start biling again.
But he's not fully hitting the arcs, only slight damage.
Yeah, and no Shade Hive up to defend against this arc push, so it's really, really down to these last couple of seconds. Nobody.
Oh, now he found a good spot to bile.
Yeah, but it's about to be game here. There's not enough to drop a second Hive. There's nothing really healing the Hive except a Crag in the back of the room. But that's
that was so close. I think one or two more bile bombs and the arcs would have been dead, and they won the engagement. What a beautiful finish here.
Yeah, I thought the play all the way through that game was just excellent. Both teams were playing really well. There wasn't like we saw in the last game I casted the third place match yesterday, and there were some great games, but there was some scrambling around. They were undecisive in their victories, and it's nice to see something so clean and yet very competitive. The aliens were not that far behind. I think a couple of mistakes at the beginning in the deployment of your resources, and getting behind in the beginning in NS2 is really tough. So that being considered, I thought the aliens did great.
Yeah, and it's just beautiful to watch the team play they have. When they have such fast paced pack play, where they go from point A to point B to point C immediately without thinking. Like one makes a call and everybody's listening.
Yeah, I was thinking about this before the game started. I was kind of talking to myself, trying to get some things to talk about. And one of the things you got to know about these teams is they both have players that have been playing together for a long time. And it's so cool when you can rely on people to take the engagements, the correct engagements. You don't have to micromanage because there's really not enough time to do that. All right. So aliens opting to do the same thing. Again, only one Marine up through gravity. This is pretty standard play from both teams. See if Loam can take this first engagement against Doggo. Doggo sneaking around. Good movement. Oh, but gets caught. Loam absolutely lasers him. Loam likes to give the... Oh, golden popping one. Engagements are pretty even right now. There's some pressure coming from Yams, though. Let's take his perspective for the time being. It's an incredibly important moment. Again, losing one of these early extractors is so hard for both teams, but especially aliens.
So they cleared Loam, and I think they will also be able to save Organ here. No?
I don't know. Oh my god.
Oh yeah, Shu saved it. So this is what you were talking about. The commander saves the harvester.
Yeah.
But
sorry.
the thing is, you cannot. I don't want to talk bad about Fawn. He's a really good player, but he's not very active. That means that he is not that good as Shu on the field.
Yes. And I think there were times where Phone was just as active or more, and at that time you did see him get out on the field. I think he played a good lurk back in the day. So yeah, I agree. It wasn't really a critique of Loam in terms of the decision to stay in the chair. The only thing is, I think if you are staying in the chair, there are some better choices you can make. That's, again, I think these guys are much better players than I am, so maybe I don't know what I'm talking about. But I think you get a lot out of pushing that drifter chain down the side.
Okay, so we have a two-man pressure in Oxy. Both are parasited, but we have no eggs. Okay, one egg. But okay, so every alien is alive. They're trying to team up now, I think, for Oxy. Is it even savable? The Gorge is coming? No, it's not. So now they have to take care about Loam. Marines on 3 RTs, armor 1, only 1 IP. So both teams are kind of on the low res right now.
Yep. And this is just a kind of a effect that Jambi has on matches. It's a fun map. It's not, the run distances aren't that long, but the way it plays out.
Oh no! Golden gets a free drifter and another one probably. No.
The whole team's coming back to get him. This puts some aliens out of position. But gravity never went up, and Doggo's taking it out. And down here in repairs, Knightsy is able to take out a res tower. So now the Marines are down to 2 res towers with 2 lost. That means their tech is going to come out pretty slowly.
Armor 2 is still kinda in time, but you're right. Like losing 2 that early hurts a lot for the Marines, because not only they have to spend the rest to build them again, they also have to spend some Marines doing that, which means less pressure on the map.
And so much of this game comes down to, with the strategy at least, comes down to positioning. So having a Marine building a res tower, even for a couple of seconds, can change the way you're able to put on pressure.
Exactly, yeah. Okay, 3-man pressure into Oregon now. They really wanted Note down, but the lurks are up. This is huge. Oh, Doggo! Doggo against Loam.
Oh, he would be so upset if he lost his lurk that quickly. He's a great lurk, and I'm excited to see him play.
Okay, so the aliens managed to save Organ, also expanding into waste. Marines on 4 nodes, but they really need to save up now for that second IP, and I think that's what the commander is doing.
And there's a thing that's kind
Oh,
of...
actually dropped the armory. Okay.
Yeah. They haven't received too much base pressure, but doesn't mean they won't. It's kind of scary not to have that second IP.
I'm not really thinking about the base pressure, but against lurks, without having a second IP, is hard. Because right now you see 2 Marines dead, they cannot spawn at the same time. And we're gonna see a lot of Marines dead. Here another one will go down.
Yeah,
Again, 2 Marines dead, and Golden will go down as well.
and with the speed of lurks, yeah, no, these lurks are backing up. They know they've won the engagements and the pressure's sort of off. Why not go back and get some heals with your Gorge and then come back and plaque play? Golden and Spring are now together, and they're not to be trifled with. When these Marines are all such great shooters, 2 Marines together is scary as a lurk.
Okay, now we will see 3 Marines dead without a second IP. Yeah, this is painful.
Yeah.
He even decided to go Weapons 1, although I know Phone and he doesn't like Weapons 1. He hates it. He even hates Weapons 2.
Yeah,
This is really unusual for him. But
well,
okay.
the interesting thing is between armor and weapons, armor gives you another bite, and weapons gives you 10% more damage. A bite is so basically your time to death for the aliens biting the Marines. You're basically adding a quarter because you have to do 1 more bite. 3 bites normally, now it's 4. Whereas with you know, when you have throw lurks into the mix, it changes that calculation a little bit. But the damage upgrade being only 10%, I could see how somebody could make that opinion.
It really depends on what life forms you're fighting. If you're fighting as Skulks, it doesn't make any difference because you need 9 bullets without and with armor 1. It just depends a bit. Not armor 1, I mean weapons 1.
Yeah, of course.
It depends. It depends a bit on when the regeneration tick is coming from the Skulk. Then it could make a difference, you know, because the Skulk is regenerating per sec, not per second, but let's say per 5 seconds.
Yeah, it's really interesting to think about.
But against the lurks, it makes a difference. Like when you fight lurks, you need less bullets with weapons 1.
Yeah. So we're seeing the aliens kind of pretty happy with their 3 RTs and a 4th coming up and a hive coming up. They're in a place where they feel relatively comfortable. Marines are about to go back up to 4 RTs. Again, nobody's really outrageously out-teching the other. I think these Marines are in a slight disadvantage. Doggo with the good flank on Golden. I'll try to catch more of these players' first-person view. But Wake and Spring coming to this hive, only 1 Skulk in the hive. They're gonna kill that Drifter.
Now it's a 5 versus 2 situation. There's no way for the Marines, but they at least pulled the aliens away of resources. So Marines are still on 4 nodes, getting the 5th, but there's an ambush going from Rent.
I know.
Rent versus Loam here.
So important. Oh my god, he almost
this
clutched.
is so huge.
Yeah, really important for how the res is going to work out for this Marine team. Individual engagements like that are it's where the game happens.
Yeah, there's so much individual skill you can show on this map, especially on the electrical core side. There's so much shenanigans you can do and how to play with the opponent, like Rent already did again.
Yeah, and unfortunately we did see Doggo's lurk going down.
I missed that.
Yeah, I caught on stream. It was a little bit a sad way to go. It wasn't that exciting. Just ran into 2 Marines in the middle of a room. That's gonna do it for you.
Okay, now we see double pressure from the Marines. 2 men pressuring Organ, 1 is going for Oxy, so the aliens need to decide what to defend. It looks like they're deciding to defend Organ.
Yeah, it looks
which
like it.
makes sense. I mean, they don't really need Oxy anymore. They already have the Waste Hive. It's more important to keep the Organ Harvester now, so they can actually also expand into Electrical Core when they win that engagement.
Yeah, that's interesting. I think you're probably right with that. Oxy feels like such a pressure point
Yeah.
for the aliens, and it's sometimes you probably get yourself in trouble. Ooh, losing.
Interested that plays the Shade already. Wonder
I
what they
think Shu
wanted
is
to do
exact.
with it.
Your call out earlier about how much Shu thinks um, arcing is important in this map. It's probably the case because there we see him.
The Shade already.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, I think I mean he's kind of right. Like the most dangerous thing right now for the aliens is that the Marines get a bathing gate and arc the hive.
yeah.
That's the most danger right now. So they need to have scouts there, and they also need to be prepared if they get the gate to get the PVE. But I personally, as a commander, I only do it when I see the gate because usually the Marines still take some time to set
And
up
we've
the
seen
push.
Knightsy's lurk going down to
Hmm.
shotgun shot.
No lurks on the field and free shotguns. So that's it's a tough situation now for the aliens
Yeah,
to actually win an engagement here.
yeah, and lurks are kind of counterintuitive to kind of pub play, where pubs the thinking is on a lot of pubs that I play is that shotguns counter lurks. Well, guess what? If you stay back and you spike, shotguns get destroyed by lurks, and it's actually a huge problem. So not having these lurks out when you have this bloom of shotguns, but Loam not landing a lot of shots
Yeah,
there.
it's a 5 versus 2 situation. The Marines only managed to kill one Skulk, but they at least get some kind of trade-off and kill Organ at the same time.
Yeah, and Yams is not afraid. Maybe he should have been, but chased both of those fades out of the room on his own. And it's just like goes to show you that if you're a competent player, a shotgun with weapons too, fade is just gonna have to respect you no matter what's going on.
So aliens still sitting there to defend the last shotgun, which was on the floor. But now I think it's time to leave. I mean, yeah, they're deciding to because they're a bit scared about the flank from Trash. Okay, so they cleared it first. Ooh, Ren took a big mid shot. The two Marines and Organ now decide to push the parasited one into the vents.
It's
Okay,
interesting. I guess he's coming back to defend this RT and maybe establish this gate.
so now we only see one Marine on the left side though. If he goes down,
Golden making plays in the hive. Can he find some upgrades? What is he doing at this
no,
part?
he will die now. And oh,
Oh,
what?
they're beaconing to get him out of there. That's interesting.
No,
You think it was a
this was
mistake?
a misclick. It was a misclick. I'm pretty sure. I mean, it's not typical for phone, and I usually don't see him misclicking a beacon, but I think it was a misclick. There was no reason to beacon here.
I mean, maybe he just wanted to keep his Marines up and keep one more shotgun on the field. I
I
think you're
mean,
right, but
I didn't see what was happening on the other side of the map. Did they push the hive or what? No,
yeah,
right?
Golden. It was just one guy. It was just Golden in the hive. That's all it was. But he did have a shotgun, and he was about to get run over.
Yeah, but they lost 2 nodes for that.
Yeah,
Didn't they have organ also? I don't know. But
I
at least they lost the electrical core.
yeah, I don't think they had Oregon, but they might have lost DC. Unreal,
Anyways,
maybe going down. No, almost gets him. Ooh, misses some important shots against Shu.
oh, some gorge play now on the left side of the map. That means it will be even harder for the Marines to recapture that.
Yeah, I think once the Marines figure out how far behind they are in this moment, unless they can kill a fade here or establish a gate in the next couple of minutes, I think we're going to see them concede.
Oh, Knights has an easy time now against the empty Marines. Both around empty pistols and empty SMGs.
Yeah, you hate to see it. Unless you're the Lurk, and then you love it. Loam trying to just focus completely on
And
Knightsy.
what I like a lot, what these aliens are doing, they clear side and then they stay on the side. They clear it twice. That this is what they're doing a lot of the time. Because many teams would clear a room and then switch sides, the ping pong effect, which is also seen a lot. But they try to clear a side twice most of the time. That means they can actually make sure that the node goes down, or and to also defend the shotguns which are on the ground.
Yeah, that's interesting. You normally do see, especially when people are pack playing, them kind of bouncing back and forth. But we saw in the games yesterday a couple of times where aliens left rooms that they had captured, and the Marines just walked in and put up a gate or did something like that, put up a RT, and
So now they're staying again. Do you see that?
yeah,
They stay again just to kill a recapper and to save the shotguns. This was what with my team Elogain we also did, but we kind of figured it out a bit late. Like it was it was half a year and later we stopped playing. But this was something we also figured out, which could work a lot, and it helped us a lot to win uh, alien rounds.
yeah, it's interesting to see, and it's an interesting thing to point out. I wonder if how intentional it is. I imagine it must be. Um,
It certainly was. They had so good coordination on this. The last 5 minutes, they did the same all the time.
Yeah. So, what do you think the Tokyo Drifters are going to have to change up to make this work for them? Those games were both competitive and they had strong play. Their accuracies in that Marine round were pretty good. Yams was getting a 34% accuracy, um, and yet they were really struggling.
To be honest, I think it mostly comes down to, if you ask me for my honest opinion, I think it comes down to activity.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
Spring is not playing the game anymore. He's just playing if there is a match. The same goes for Faun.
I
Um,
think you're right. And the rest of the
and
team.
Golden as well.
Yeah.
There are three players who are not active, and look at the other team.
Yeah. The other team has just are all of them are gather enthusiasts. They're all
Yes,
yeah. They're all always
either
playing.
either either gather enthusiasts or playtester or pub stomper,
Hmm.
and so
All of the above on some of them. Yeah. Yeah, I was a little bummed not to see Hypey and April on this team. I think they play with these guys all the time when they're active. They play with
isn't
these.
April banned? Question mark.
Oh, I don't know. I take it all back. I walk my statement back. Well,
Ask the chat. I'm
uh,
also not sure, but I think she or he is banned. Um, what I wanted to say is that still the Marines this round and also on alien side they did still a good job, although they are half of them are inactive. I mean, it was still close games and close rounds, so
yeah.
I'm pretty sure we're gonna see one round or at least one round they can win. Even or but maybe they are getting better now. They played 2 rounds.
They're warming
They're
up. Yeah.
warmed up. Yeah, yeah, and they get the team play together again, and maybe they can come back right now
Yeah, and I
and
think
make a
Jambi.
reverse 2-0.
I think Jambi especially is a map that you only really play if you play a lot of gathers. So maybe they get to stretch their legs a little bit on Vale, and it's such a classic map, and maybe they'll feel a little bit more comfortable. Maybe it'll be a little warmer. Yeah, I agree. They were very competitive, especially on their alien side. They once they had that fade out, and in general, they were just like that arc push could have gone either way. And if they had defended that arc push, then all of a sudden they're in a huge lead. The economics of an arc rush is that you invest, what is it, 10 res for the arc factory, 15 res for each arc. By the end of it, you're talking about 65 res. Or I believe, and if you defeat that, all of a sudden that res has not been invested into your tech, and you still have the hive up, and maybe you lose the gate behind it, and so the closeness of that round, I think, was really it was very close.
Yeah, and you already said it. It's a game about seconds. Like seconds can decide. And in this situation, if the Gorge would have had 2 more bile bombs, the game could have turned around completely.
Yeah. And he found that spot up there that was, that's a thing. Again, he was in that vent already, so he has that kind of deep game knowledge. He knew where he wanted to be, but later on, he found that slightly better angle on those arcs, and all of a sudden, his bile bombs were hitting in a way they weren't in the beginning of it. So, like, again, what you were saying with the inactivity of these players being slightly rusty, not playing as much as maybe they would want to. Um,
Still, I think Golden was really, really proactive with this move. I don't think
oh
many
yeah.
other players. I don't think many other players would have been that smart.
Yeah, no, no. Again, like
Even active players.
he has the deep game knowledge to be a gorge already in that
Yeah.
you know. So it's all there for him.
And I was spectating him first person in that push, and he did the best. He couldn't do any better. Yeah, he did find that sweet spot a bit too late, but I think he was also not in position to go there because the Marines were aiming there.
Yeah, if for the Marine side, they shoved a Marine up there. They got like, as soon as
They were
Golden.
also proactive.
Yeah.
Not only him. Not only him was proactive.
And that's why we're so lucky to cast this game and to.
Yeah,
and
it's beautiful.
Yeah, it's really cool. It's really
Okay, now we have Chotobo actually playing for Aliens named Pikansan.
yeah.
Did he play last round?
No, I don't. I'm not sure. You'd figure I'd pay attention enough, but
Spring doesn't play. So Spring is out and Chotobo is in.
yeah.
Chotobo is actually a more active player than Spring. So let's see if he can make a difference.
Loam getting a nice parasite. Pecan
Again,
waiting.
again, free drifters.
Yeah. On this map, especially from this position, I like this. I've seen this. It was very popular in gatherers for a while. Is to clog up system waypointing. Put a lot of effort into making this an impassable spot, and then basically all you have to worry about is East Junction. Shove a bunch of skulks down there, and you hold 3 resources without having to receive pressure in your base. And system waypointing is such an important point on this map.
Very good point, yeah, but they lost the Skulk there. The Marines probably could have pushed a bit more into Nana, but now the aliens already rotating.
Yams with the good
They
kill
could-
there. Did lose a drifter.
But Doggo gets the room. Oh, he's not able to though. No.
Yeah, and Rant just
Well,
jumps right through that gorge wall. Doesn't really mind.
So here we see a fantastic start from Tokyo Drifters.
Yeah, we do. We do. This is. I feel like getting up to 4 res nodes is slightly more common in this quick manner than it used to be. I don't know what changed with the way that aliens play. I think this map slowly has just been, with little tweaks here and there, has gotten to a place where aliens can kind of establish res pretty well in the beginning. And we see the 6-man pressure coming out for the Marine team still. Not going up past 3 RTs versus the 4 RTs of this alien team. It's going to be hard.
Doggo is making a beautiful sneaky play. He completely ignored system and is going for hydro. Cargo.
Yeah. We saw Rant try to do that just a second ago, and now Doggo actually gets through.
We actually have not a double pressure, we have 3 times now because Cargo, Nano, and Pipe is also going to be hit soon.
Yeah. Yeah, really smart play. This is what you get out of having that extra player on the field. And now they're finally got Shu back in the chair, but I'm sure he wants to get on the field and shoot things.
You know what Rand is doing? Looking for Lurk X.
Oh yeah, she's not even pushing in there. She's not looking for anything else. She's waiting for that lurk timing. What a smart play.
But Yams is also going in the event. He's like, no, I don't risk it in the finals.
Yeah, and you know what? I see that position a lot from players. I didn't really know you could still receive a mist when you're off creep, but as long as
Watch what's going on.
yeah.
They're making a base play again.
Yeah, and Rant is just shooting eggs in the base, desperately trying to find.
Oh no!
Oh, this time
no.
it's gonna work.
It's gonna work.
They
But kill something, and then I mean, now there's no ops, so there's not even an opportunity to beacon. But I
And
yeah,
they just had too many bodies in there too quickly. The Marines were too far away, and this is gonna be game. Unless of
is the
some
Gorge dead?
miracle from Rantology and Billy both coming in at the same time. This is the last moment of this match, and it's gonna go to this alien side. Yeah, there's no way. Wow.
Nice, 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 nice.
Golden. I don't know why I keep on attributing the. For some reason, I have in my head that Golden is the comm and it's phone. But whoever is making those call outs on their team, really strong positional awareness. You can never get too far out of position with this with this Tokyo Drifters roster. They know where you're at.
But I think they were a bit lucky because they didn't know about Rand. So technically, they didn't know where the 5th Marine was,
Yeah, that's true.
right?
That's true.
So it's a bit of a cocky move to go for base here, not knowing where that Marine is. But yeah, still, since she was still hiding in subsector, this base rush actually worked.
Yeah, and it's a hard, this is a hard map to avoid base rushes. For some reason, I don't see them too often in gather play. I think because of the level of organization and just the map awareness that teams are required to have to make them be successful. But this map is an old school NS1 map. It's the only one that really is in heavy rotation with the competitive scene. And one of the features of old NS1 maps is that you have these long run distances from Marines to get out on the field. And, this map, there's only 2 ways into Marine spawn. All it takes is one person holding that lane to call it out. But there's lots of ways to get out of position. And if you do, it's very hard to get back to your base.
I really have to re-watch this. I didn't totally pay attention on what the Marine position was exactly when they went base. But I think there was one in West Junction seeing that push. But I mean, what can you do against 5? You can only call to your team, hey, they're going base.
Yeah, in that position, if that was the case, I might have seen Shu get out of the chair early. I don't know if he had the call, but if you're able just to kill one skulk on the way in, I see it feels like this right play to wait in the chair until you have backup, but walking into the room, there's all this space which you have to close, and
you only have 3 options in my opinion. The first option is you drop an observatory somewhere, but I think they didn't have an armory, did they?
No, they were.
So this option is gone. Second option is you log out and get a good position, like in the right or left corner, depending on
Where you think they're coming from.
Yeah. Or you hide behind the wall in the north and wait until they go on the IP, and then you crawl aside and then snipe them.
I actually think that's the best decision there in that case. If you
Okay.
have time.
So next round.
And
We see a pipeline start now.
This is actually what I would expect from people who play a lot of gathers. This seems to be the preference, because if you don't get a tunnel, you can immediately go up to 5 res nodes, and that's pretty crazy. You can at least get 4, even with the tunnel. That 5th one is right around the corner, and we might see that. With 2 drifters out, we're gonna have these 2 RTs dropped right away, but we already have Marines. Nobody built skylights. What interesting pressure we see out of this Marine team.
I think they already expected that this will happen.
I don't know. That drifter in cargo surely didn't expect it. Oh no, another drifter heading down that direction. No res up yet for this alien team.
Okay, so the aliens lost some some cysts. The Marines also only lost some time on capping, so it's still even. But Loam is still alive, and this is a pain in the ass to kill Loam here. They need at least 2 skulks in the gorge to kill him here.
Ooh, 19 with a nice pick, but yeah, I think the thing is, the thing that I would call attention to is they, whether or not they've made big losses, their strategy is just up in the air right now. they're changing what they wanted to do, and I think that's really powerful.
Yeah. The alien commander wanted to go for 5 nodes. Now he doesn't even have the shells, which
Yeah,
is pretty good for the Marines.
and he's lost a drifter, and he's in this kind of defensive position, this kind of old school, like, get a tunnel up into pipeline, sit on 3 RTs. And, this is the way we used to play this map almost always in NS2, and so it's not terrible. It's not a terrible position, but yeah, I mean, if you didn't get that second drifter, you could already have a crag down. And if you didn't spend all that res on the cis chain that you lost, you could already have you'd have already have a shell down. Excuse me, and instead, you end up getting forced into this position that you weren't expecting, and that those upgrades are going to be delayed a little bit.
Anyhow, you know who is not making calls right now?
Right?
Golden.
No.
He's not playing. He's not on the field.
So I can't make that mistake. No.
Yeah, you still can. Okay, so Rand took some damage but managed to go through on res. Oh, a really important engagement Unreal versus Spring here.
Yeah.
Denying all the pressure, that means C12 is kind of safe. But Yams is in cargo. Killing that node again. But lurks are up now, so let's see how this will change the pace of the game.
So important, this lurk timing, and Doggo is a lurk to watch for. I'm going to take his perspective, him gliding along the line, caught that Marine right in between reloads. I've seen Doggo try to time that out. I think he was lucky, though, just as he was coming in there, and they are going to be able to lose that RT, never mind. Oof, Doggo taking pressure to 2 Marines, but has to be pushed out of the room relatively quickly.
Do you think it's a bit too strong that drifters can build cysts? Because
No,
they couldn't do it back in the days.
But yeah, but the way the balance patches have worked, they increased the time that cysts take to build on their own by quite a bit. I think 2 or 3 times in that specifically for comp mod. So either you need a drifter or you need a gorge on your cyst chain. Otherwise, you're going to be really delayed in the ability to drop that RT at the end of your chain.
Gotcha.
Yeah. But it's important to do that, and it's one of the reasons why having a commander that sits in the chair is actually really nice.
Oh, nice pressure by the Marines here, not getting spotted only now to go cargo. But this could be that lurk now. If this engagement will be super important right now. They could lose their lurks here. But the Skarks are coming. The Skarks are coming to help.
And Knightsy's in there without being seen. Oh, these getting a lot of meds, but it's not going to matter. I think only.
But the Marines won that engagement. To be honest, they pulled 5 aliens back, only to save cargo.
Yeah, they did win it though. I don't know. I think if you're in this defensive position, like with the aliens, and you've already lost that res node once, I think it's a victory to hold on to it.
Okay, so now we have a hive drop, but the Marines are really delayed on tech.
Shu just, Phone's spending a lot of money on medding those engagements in positions where you probably aren't going to come out on top. You know, if you do kill a lurk there, though, every med pack is worth it, for sure. I'm not entirely sure what the RT graph has looked like so far for this match. Is this the first time Marines are losing an RT? No, they had sub, I think.
No, they lost.
They had
no, they lost the third RT right now.
Okay.
The first one they lost at 4 minutes. The Marines. I think right now. I think they're overpressuring right now.
Yeah, it's too bad because we saw.
Also, the aliens are overreacting to it. It's kind of both sides. But
I really liked the idea to skip that RT in Skylights, and I thought, oh my god, Wake almost kills Doggo. So close there. I thought the tactical side of this Marine team has been really on point. And in another perspective, it is 4 RTs to 4 RTs. A few more. We lost a res tower for the aliens in cargo. We lost maybe 2 or 3 res towers for the Marines, but it's not that far off. This game is still relatively close.
Yeah, now it all comes down to picking the life forms with the shotguns. So the Marines need to wait 20 more seconds and then they can start rolling.
Yeah, what do you think about the fact that these going 2-2 shotguns before gates? I think that was when I used to play Commander, that was always my tech path.
I think you need it, especially at that high level. I mean, look at all the life forms. How do you want to kill them without any weapon upgrades?
Yeah, no, I sort of agree, but I think we've seen a couple of games recently, and I see it more prevalently in gathers that Marines pause on armor 1 to get gates up. I mean, weapons 1, excuse me.
Okay.
But yeah, I definitely this is how I think the game should be played, or how I played when I used to play competitively back in the day. Ooh, Doggo!
Yeah.
Oh my god, that's the kind of play you see out of Doggo that you don't see out of most lurks. He'll run at a shotgun Marine on his own, not really knowing who's around the corner, and about 60-70% of the time he'll take that engagement.
Oh, but now he went too deep. He went too deep. But
he's willing to risk it, and that's an interesting thing to see out of him. He's almost back at lurk.
He's surprising. He's surprising the Marines with that. I mean, sometimes the Marines are like, "Oh, come on, he's not coming back," and then suddenly he's coming back.
Yeah, and he's so fast. So he's just a really, really, really fast lurk player. Watching from his perspective can be a little nauseating.
Ooh, the aliens are even dropping subsector right now.
Yeah. But, it's only... Ooh, Unreal! Gets absolutely destroyed. Wow, Knightsy's sticking in that fight for a long time. He knows that shotgun has to reload, but he is pushed out eventually.
It would have been such an important kill because, I mean, Spring is now here to save the shotgun, but I think his thought was, okay, if I kill this Marines, 2 shotguns are down.
Yeah, and this is the first time we've seen Marines really put on pressure in a while. So if you were able to kill that one Marine there, it would have been a hugely different fight right now. But these Marines are now in the back of this room. Nanogrid is one of these rooms, I think, that is really strong for Marines as long as you hold this back wall. Mm-hmm. If you're all the way in and you've got this back wall, the wall to your back, it's really not a lot aliens can do.
And with the scans combined, it's really strong. So the only thing aliens can do right now is go for a base rush, because Marines don't have the main base gate, and also barely have the rest to beacon. Okay,
yeah.
they decide. Oh, Wake split from his team.
Yeah, too bad
and
for
they
Wake
took
there.
the opportunity. Like, he's make a slight mistake, and the aliens are already taking advantage out of it. And now it's a 2 versus 5, which should be easily to win for it. The small mistakes.
Really a bold play from both teams. We're seeing a lot of times where engagements that I would just opt to try to back away from, these lurks running into shotguns, Marines running into pack play aliens. Oh,
Knightsy goes down.
I barely saw that in the corner of my screen, but good lord, did he laser that lurk. God, I really thought they had Nanogrid for a second there.
At least with the shotguns, they managed to win some engagements and to kill some life forms, but they need to do it again.
Yeah.
Buy some shotguns. Come on. We only see 1 shotgun on the field.
I think the most important thing about that pressure is that it took pressure off your back res. When you're the one deciding where the engagements take place, you're basically in the lead in this game. And even you can come from behind in some occasions with an aggressive phase gate or something like that, just because you force the other team to respond to your actions.
Here
Yeah,
comes another three-man pressure into Nano. Probably they are trying to go for a phase gate immediately in Nano, but there's still no main base phase gate, so let's see what they're trying to do.
boy, that was close. One of those lurks almost went down to Loam there. Umbra and everything. But yeah, these Marines are insist on being respected, and boy, you have to give it to them. They are playing well. Let's see if these Marines get crushed here. They are splitting themselves again.
The scans are so good and so important right now.
Yeah.
And yeah, there's split, yeah. And here again, Yams getting picked first, and the other two Marines die. You cannot split in this situation, really.
Yeah.
They lost both. And if you analyze this again, like the match, the two most important engagements when they're trying to take Nano, they lost because the Marines split.
I totally agree. I totally agree.
But on the other hand, they at least tried. Okay, is he able to save one harvester? Yeah, okay, one harvester is safe. But C12 is down. Also, the expansion into sub is denied. But the alien commander is getting biomass level. What is it? Level 7.
Oh wow, yeah. He's spending
So
his res. He knows he can't quite hold on to subsector yet, but we've had phase tech for a really long time, and we're only now just seeing a Topo gate. Topo gate is a really strong place to put a gate, but it's pretty defensive. We've had phase tech for so long. The Marine commander really fighting with res this game, deciding on whether to put a med pack or two on an engagement versus getting these gates up, and it's been hard. Nice position. Sorry, go ahead.
The aliens really need to be careful right now to not lose another life form, because if you look on the pre-res situation, it's not that high. And if they lose a life form right now, Marines are really most likely to get Nano, and then they're sitting on 2 harvesters, and getting those life forms back, it's gonna take a while.
And they were really close to killing Rantology's Fade. She went down to 65 health there and barely got out of that room, going through the tunnel of all things. It takes a little while to get through that tunnel. If a Marine had just been able to clutch that moment, you would have seen what you were talking about earlier. They were losing this gate, though.
Yeah, it's a grinder, but they're still trying to
Can they power up the
somehow.
gate in Nano? This is the moment right here. Oh my god, they're gonna stick it. Just
Oh
barely
my god,
gonna
the
get
aliens
it
are
up.
going for it. The aliens are going for it.
Oh.
No, they're not. They shouldn't.
A sigh of relief from this Marine team. This is a better position than that Topo gate. That Topo gate was really a way to establish forward pressure. But they're losing all their back res. You know, it's not great.
Yeah, and the fast decision making from the alien team is beautiful right now. They immediately agreed on that they're sacrificing Nano, letting the Marines cap it, but at least make sure they have nothing else.
Yeah, that's right. Oh man, if only he had had his shotgun out instead of his welder when Knightsy came around the corner. But Knightsy listened for that audio cue. That welder being that hiss meant come kill me, and he sure did. Wow, Marines giving up the room, having to fight their way back in. But the gate is up.
And now the aliens are are trying to just lock the Marines in Nano.
Yeah.
Like if they make Spore play in the vent and just come down to swipe once or twice and go back to heal, the Marines cannot really push out.
Yeah, and this is one of the things you see with gates, and me and Ranger were talking a little bit about this yesterday. The thing about a gate is you can't really give up you can't really give it up. It's an important investment, and both the aliens and the Marines kind of end up having to be forced around this gate. Right now, as I'm saying that, though, Doggo almost finds it by himself, but is going to be forced out. Ooh, Billy taking a nice lead shot.
single-handing hitting. Oh my god!
Loam, MVP of this match just for that moment, pushing so many life forms out of the room and then clutching the fade.
He meat shotted like 3 life forms, and the last one he killed.
That was
Alone.
amazing. Amazing play by Loam.
I mean, how much patience do you have to have, and with aim combined, to hit all these meats like consistently?
I know. It's just like I can never quite pull it off. No, not like that at least. Oh, Billy maybe getting pinched. Doggo in trouble. God, these Marines. Suddenly it's their game. In terms.
Oh, but they have a really strong tunneling overlook, but it gets spotted by Loam again.
We saw this tunnel.
Ooh, they're trying to save it. Billy versus Loam here, with a second Marine coming in.
Oh, but Loam is the man to beat so far. Oh, he was caught reloading though. That 6th shotgun shell already spent on that tunnel.
Oh,
Almost.
the Amber was huge here.
He almost took that pipeline tunnel, but you almost wish he didn't empty his shotgun in that situation.
Yes. What a tense game.
I know. This is the best game of the season so far, in my opinion. Or of the season that I've casted.
So yeah, aliens have a really good tech. They already have advanced swipe. The only thing they need to consider is maybe getting a second tunnel somewhere right now, because getting the owner's upgrades is not really needed if you look at the P-res situation of the aliens.
Yeah, and the scan is going to find this topographical res node, but it's been up for a little while. You do sort of.
He just echoed it, I think.
Yeah, you're right, because they're still building it in cargo.
Oh, but the aliens are making the perfect play, just denying all the recapture on the left side, which is the only way the Marines can come back from this.
It's so true. This game is really going to come down to res. These individual players are so good on the Marine team, but they're just not quite able to keep the res up. And now they're stuck on this gate in Nanogrid. 2 people are going to have to commit to holding it almost at all times. Another life form kills are how you get back in this game. Yam's taking a kind of risky position. Gonna lose his life. Almost gets that Doggo's lurk though. Going for those shotguns, Loam is. He's going to get both of them. Recycling those shotguns is really important there. That's 40 res you're able to keep on the map. That's more expensive than a fade. You know, you're splitting it with 2 people, but the difference between equipment and life forms is pretty significant, and that's where it comes into play. If you're able to recycle those guns, you're really saving your team a lot of grief, especially in this low res situation.
Oh yeah, boy. And only Wake is able to rebuy. Oh my god!
Oh no, Spring want to take Loam's mantle for most amazing play so far. But we still have 3 fades? Wait. Did they have
Shu
4
as
fades?
A commander. Commander fade.
Oh my god. With advanced swipe, that's very aggressive. Oh my god, though. Spring, really, that was such a cool play to see. Armor 3 started before Weps. I'm not sure I agree with that, but we'll see.
Yeah, then they kind of need it against the advanced swipe.
Okay, that's the reason, I guess. Holding on to those shotguns. Loam trying to recap is actually a really important side story right now. They are able to hold all of these shotguns. Fantastic. Where is Loam headed? He's trying to sneak a gate? I'm not entirely sure.
The problem is he wanted to recap, but then he got parasited. And then it's too risky for him to cap an RT because the fade would just clear him.
Oh boy. These fades are brave. I'm not sure I'd do it after those last engagements.
But if they manage to get one more RT, the Marines, then the aliens cannot really kill it because they have only phase.
Yeah.
Okay, they have 2 Skulks right now.
But this is true. This is an important thing to think about when you're thinking about life form composition. Having one lurk here with Umbra would also be really good. So, I mean, these fades are excellent.
They have a look with Umbra. Yeah. But I don't know where he is. Oh, he is in subsector.
Okay. Sub now dropped. Rant going very low. Gets out of the room. They just need a second gate so badly, but as soon as they leave, finally putting on pressure, trying to take some other room of the map, they leave this gate, and unfortunately, because their 2 res nodes are in there, they can't trade that for anything. That is all they have in the world, and so they must come back. Oh my god, this alien crush, though! Oh boy! That's gonna be game. Well, they're not GGing yet.
I mean, they still can buy 4 shotguns in total.
Do you see that? Just for a second, Phone was recycling those res towers, but instead he decides to keep them up, at least for the time being. As long as they're pumping res into your team, you might as well keep them. I'm not sure. Can you recycle outside of power? I think you can.
Yeah, you can, yeah. No, he did.
Now he does.
So he wanted that small bit of team personal resources because they really needed to rebuy the shotguns.
Finally, we go for the all-important system waypointing. Oh my god, another fade goes down. Shoes fade goes down to Loam. Loam killing 2 fades this round. So important. But it's not going to be enough. Pecan.
And it was just the commander fade.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Shoes fade is nothing to sneeze at. Pecan maybe can sneak a gate over here. This is the only way back in.
The Marines killed something that the alien shouldn't even have.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, sneaky gate.
Yeah. Still possible.
So
stuck.
No aura. Wait, do they have shade hive?
No.
No, they went shift hive. So, yeah, he was probably not gonna be scouted.
It's hard.
And he's like, why the fuck is the Skulk biting the power node now? I mean, he could have bitten the power node the whole game, and now he decides to fight it. Fucking Skulk.
I was thinking the same thing. What a bummer. But he's really going to be unscouted. I mean, they're really going to have no idea about this. And there's no drifters.
Yeah, it really depends what Shu is doing. He might go back to the hive.
You know, as long as he's chewing on power...
But he's so aggro, he will go base. Look at him. He's so aggro. No, Shu, don't turn around. Don't turn around.
Well, God, you know, if this can do what, you know... He's going to hear this. He's going to hear the wall there.
Oh, no. Oh no!
Oh no! And, you know, it's almost as bad that they know about this than they kill Pecan there, because now they're gonna go for this push. But by the time they get in there, oh no! The power's not even up.
I mean, they have to go. They have to go for it.
They do. They absolutely do. I was
3 hives.
So hoping that they're able to come in here and pop this hive without being noticed. It would have been really fun to see in this finals match. Wow, chasing so deep for that fade. That was really cool. Not giving him any space to breathe. Look at these Marines and how smart and aggressive they are, but still getting picked apart. All these fades.
Yeah, there's not much rest to Matt, and this push not gonna work
and these
anymore.
Advanced swipe fades are really hard to kill. Oh, nice meat shot. Yeah, I think we're gonna see a GG in about 10 seconds.
Yes.
Well, fearsome these Marines.
Now that Crag and that whip is up in that corner.
Yeah, there's just no way. Once they're done, once they get tired, yeah, there you go. Oh, what a cool round, though, making it to 25 minutes, almost 26 minutes, and really back and forth, really competitive. So much fun.
So now it's 3-1 for CyberBoots, right?
2-1.
Isn't it the second whale round already?
Yeah, so they split. Oh no, no, you're right. It is 3-1. Yeah, I guess the update needs to come through on the score.
Yeah, because CyberBoots won both rounds on Jambi,
Yeah,
and
yeah, my
on
mistake.
Whale we have a draw.
My
And you
mistake.
said best of 7, right?
Yes, best of
So
7.
there's gonna be another match, at least one round.
And potentially 3 more if we're so lucky. My mistake. My mistake. I wonder if they'll give them a little bit of a break. I could certainly run off and use the restroom. I think I'll do that. You'll have to talk to these beautiful people for a second.
Okay, let me check what's going on here in the chat. But with my delay, it's not gonna be in time. So yeah, to summarize some important things we saw on this map. First of all, two different kind of strategies. Aliens first. The first alien team went for the traditional spawn, which is subsector, which I honestly also like the most. Just positioning wise from the aliens, because system waypointing in the mid game, even late game scenario is the strongest position to hold. And if you start in subsector as alien, it's really hard for the Marines to get that room. But on the other hand, nowadays more players tend to start pipeline because it's easier for the aliens to hold rest nodes early on. So it's what you like to prefer, or more like, do you want to have a strong early game or do you want to have a strong mid game? And yeah, what we saw that two really important engagements happened in Nano, but it was a bit unlucky from the Marines. First of all, they didn't have the resources to put a phase kit there immediately. That's why they had to split up somehow and try to save res. I don't know. Anyways, they split up twice, and this is exactly why they lost the two most important engagements in this round.
And they were so important. That marine aggression was finally coming out. They're hitting their timing with those 2-2 shotguns, and and they just needed to hold that room a little bit longer.
Yeah, it again was about some seconds.
Yeah, seconds on either side. On 2 games now, we've had games that are really, they didn't appear to be as close as they were, but boy, just a bile bomb here or a well placed shotgun shell there, and the game would have been totally flipped on its head. So cool. They're deciding like gentlemen at the moment to who's picking this last game. It wasn't part of the original format. These teams were kind enough to give you a best of 7 today, and boy, let's hope it goes even longer. But we have at least one more round on this next map. I don't really know how they pick who's playing Marines or who's playing Aliens, if they always rotate it off of who played what first. But we'll see in just a second. If you were this Tokyo Drifters team, what do you feel like you've seen a better performance on? I think that last Marine round was pretty strong.
Yeah, they also had some lineup exchange. Spring again went on the field. I feel like Spring is more the Marine player only nowadays. But they had some really strong solo pressure with the Marines. Yeah.
Yeah, on 2 separate occasions, Loam once and then Spring the second time, killing a Skulk and a Fade while they're on their own, or basically on their own, I think. I forget exactly how those engagements went down. Certainly, one time with Spring, he killed a Skulk and a Lurk. I mean, a Skulk and a Fade by himself.
Mm-hmm.
I really
Um,
like Mineral. I think. Do you have anything you want to say about this map? I'm just putting on a jacket real
no,
quick.
I liked Mineral from the start. Like it was the thing when Mineral was released. I had a team. It was called Wonger NS. I don't know if you remember that from NS1. They already played NS1
Mm.
with Mega and so on.
Yes, I'm familiar with the
And
players. I'm not sure what was the team name again.
Wonga NS.
I'm sure I was around, but I'm not sure if I was
Yeah.
playing that season.
Anyways, like the map creator of Mineral was in our team as well, called Master G. So we had to play this map obviously a lot.
Did you? So, what are your feelings about it? Are you traumatized, or do you absolutely love it?
No, I absolutely love it. I also had we gave some feedback all the time and how we changed the map, and so it kind of is a baby for me that grew over the years.
Yeah, I really love this map. Some people have strong feelings about it. I think it's one of those maps similarly to Zombie in some ways that ends up being relatively low res for both teams almost all the way through. As soon as you're on the map, you're sort of out of position. There's so many good ways to kind of sneak around and get behind people in this map. And it doesn't really seem
Hmm.
that way from the layout, but boy, the way it plays, you're always fighting for your naturals and security and lockers if you're in the Marine team. And almost every game, we're going to see Marines pressuring into mineral processing, killing this mineral processing node. It's just hard on this map to hold res. And I like maps like that.
Yeah, and also the map layout is so different in many aspects. If you look at the Marine rest lane, they only have 4 nodes, which is very untypical. And there's also no node in the center of the map.
One of these maps, similar to Tram, where one of the best phase gate positions doesn't actually end up holding any res.
Yeah. Okay, so we have a spawn in
Oh, we're bugged.
mineral. We
We
are
have to,
bugged.
yeah, we have to
Answer?
reset. I think they have.
Yeah, the arm slip is. They cannot drop the arm slip for some
And
reason.
this isn't a known bug in NS. It just happens every once in a blue moon.
I never had this bug. The only bug I had with the arm slip is that I cannot research anything, but I always could drop it.
Yeah, I don't know what causes it, but there's some weird little issue with it. It does happen occasionally.
Okay. So yeah, back to talking about the map. So there's only 4 nodes for the Marines because I don't really count storage as a node. It's more like a expansion node for the aliens.
Hmm.
Um, and you have that rear center, which is somehow engagement-wise, it's strong for the Marines, but it's not that strong to put pressure with.
Exactly. Yeah, totally. It's a room similar again, I think, to Tram, where big open spaces, good places for your rifles to pop a few aliens. But yeah, it's really a tough place to pressure
Yeah, but
from. Yeah,
yeah, the gate there is really defensive,
and
but
you
yeah.
sort of need it.
You still need it, yeah, but it still doesn't do much.
Oh,
Oh,
Doggo getting absolutely sprung upon by Spring. Pump control. Pump control is always a gamble. It's a big lane of pressure for this Marine team. But the whole alien side is playing defensively, trying to establish 3 res nodes right away, and maybe even get a tunnel. We'll see. Again, I think you're right that Phone doesn't really like getting tunnels until later. But yeah, every kill going for these aliens so far. Really important for these first engagements to go right. But just as they're starting to back off from this position, 3 Marines are coming around the corner. 2 now, but that Gorge is alone. How much longer can this Gorge wall save him from this pressure? Wow, Golden just dropping that top. Oh, he's
Oh my
Able to
god.
sneak through. Doggo with absolutely almost all of those bullets hitting that Gorge. Gorge is around the corner now, has some buddies to back him up. Oh boy.
Oh no, Golden.
That's not going to work out. Oh, but the Skulks finally come in and they clear all of that. Interesting enzyme play, but we're going to lose that mineral processing red zone. Right, that I said in the beginning of this map, it is so easy from one reason or another. As soon as you're in the center of the map, you're leaving the sides. And again, this alien team, they're going to lose their main res node, and they're going to lose pump control. Pump control, I think, is just absolutely a gamble in this map. I really like actually seeing a fast hive drop on this map. It's so hard for aliens to hold any res that I think, especially pump control, that I think it's better to get that fast hive going, get those 2 res towers guaranteed by that hive, and then expand to storage and generator. Otherwise, I think you really just need a whip and a crag to hold pump control.
Yeah, it's similar to holding Oxy. The problem though with pump is that the engagement towards the room are easier for the Marines than on Jambi.
Yeah.
Because the long hallway, it's a pain in the ass.
Yeah, it's long hallway and not a lot of geometry to dip behind. There's no vent on the top of it like there is in Oxy, so there's just nowhere to go. Even once you have lurks and stuff out, this pump control res node is such a gamble, at least in my opinion.
So let's see if Golden can make a pick here.
It gets picked in return.
That means they cannot drop generators. Oh, they did actually. So that means they need to commit. I mean, they need to commit on Chen. They cannot let that node die now.
Yeah, it's really important that they don't have anybody walking in there. And then we have one Marine pressuring on the other side of the map, and he's probably going to come into contact with that RT without anybody in that room. What do you even do? Who do you pull out of what position? Do you give up? Oh, they got Yems there already. I didn't see him on the map. But Billy takes him out. And almost gets the Drifter, too. Boy, I'm holding out for this Tokyo Drifters team, but it's not looking great.
I really wonder if Billy heard Golden here. I don't think he did.
Yeah,
oh no, he did.
I think.
Oh shit.
Gets a parasite. He's only 2 bites to die. Almost just 1 bite. Trying to force that Skulk to engage him by emptying his gun into the... Oh my god, Billy absolutely playing out of his mind there. But it might have been just enough time for Spring to get in the room. It's going to be a really close call whether or not that cyst chain is able to grow back in time.
Yeah, it will. The Drifter is coming already.
And watch out for this pump control. All she needs to do is pop that cyst. Rantology, she's standing on top, and that cyst at the end of the chain wouldn't even build, guaranteeing the death of that, but it is actually going to go down anyways, just a second longer, and that RT would have stayed up.
Okay, so now Wake's Lurk again. Can he do the same wonder as he did on Jambi?
Yeah.
Ooh, the aliens actually...
3 lurk.
For a second they wanted to find automation, but I find it, like in this scenario, automation is like hub for me, hub from Dram. You just avoid that room. You don't fight there. Because Marines rotate from every side into it, and they can just finish off the life forms if there's some kind of communication going on from the Marines. Really easy.
In so many ways, automation has parallels to Tram. Cuts the map in half. It's a big open room that you need a gate in, but it doesn't hold any res. And it's a hard place for aliens to engage Marines in. So it's this kind of counterintuitive tug and pull of whether or not you want to be in there. And this is a really important engagement. Aliens are able to clear it. Finally able to hold on to this red. It's going to go up to 3 RTs. They're so excited about that, but one more guy in storage. See if they'll take this vent. These lurks playing in a pack. Spring finds this vent, but doesn't find Knightsy. Knightsy's going to take out this RT almost for sure. Oh. So important. This engagement. Spring. Lots of meds being committed. Gets Yam's help at the very end and is able to keep a hold of that RT. Thank God for Yams coming around the corner and Spring putting his life on the line. I think in sort of what you're dealing with, instead of the resource management of adrenaline and HP for life forms is really interesting. It's essentially your health bar is sort of a resource to be managed. You can commit part of your health bar to holding off an engagement or to wait for somebody else to come in the room. And if you kind of think about it like that, taking hits sometimes is not the worst thing in the world.
Yeah, or at least baiting some bullets out.
I think it's almost as
In big
sorry,
in
go.
big group engagements, we as a team back in the days, many teams did that. We practiced actually group engagements. We went to a server with cheats on, and like for 2 hours straight, we did group engagements, and how to figure out they how we did figure out how that they come out the best.
Yeah, this
And yeah,
this calculation.
you always have that one guy baiting bullets. It's probably most of the time the first guy who goes in. He just flies around the room, using all the map geometry, baiting out bullets from the marine, and then the others come in and finish him.
Yeah, it's such an important thing to think about in so many engagements, and yeah, it's that time to death thing. This idea of like how that's the calculation you're doing. Like, if I go in there and I have three guys behind me, and it only takes 3 bites to kill this marine, and they can just jump on him, I have like 3 seconds to play with here, and if does my HP bar buy me
Oh,
those three
God.
seconds?
This was so close. They went for that automation gate, but as you could see, the Marines were phasing through, rotating from the other side. Almost cost them 2 lurks here.
Yeah,
But
but
look at this comeback. I mean, the
yeah,
aliens were losing their base harvester. They were losing Oxy. They only had a broken sys chain into drill site. And now, since lurks are up, they're just dominating with the free lurks.
yeah, and it's
Completely
been really
dominating.
incredible to watch. Sorry, go ahead.
But yeah, I just wanted to say that now shotguns are coming, and we saw what happened last game when shotguns were up, right?
Yeah,
It completely changed the side and the pace of the game. So let's see if this Marine team can also do that with the shotties.
yeah, I'm really hoping that this alien team is able to take this one out because selfishly I'd love to see another game began almost going down. Oh boy, Jesus! Oh, is he almost losing his fade to the death zone in the pit there. But yeah, just buys enough time for those lurks to sweep in and clear the room. It's so cool to see that they were up at 5 res towers for just a moment there, and they're out resing the Marines. Oh well, actually I take that back. There's no res tower in drill. It must have gotten killed just a moment ago.
Yeah, it just got killed. Oh,
Oh
Yams goes down now, but they still have 2 lurks, so that's totally fine. They need a Skulk now anyways. First of all, for the parasites, and secondly, how do they even have 2 parasites? What that one Skulk, he was doing. Golden was doing a lot again.
yeah, parasites again so important at this level of play.
Oh my
God,
god, now they're denying both sides.
how do you
The gate
deal
is
with this?
completely open. The gate is completely open. I think they're realizing it.
Oh, that's a great call. Really smart. I didn't even see that opportunity.
But for whom is it better?
To our,
Okay.
they are able to hold on to. They do lose this tunnel and this RT possibly, but they actually are going to be able to flood through it before it goes down. It's going to be tight though, and they're going to have to face shotguns as soon as they come out. Wake just trying to buy just a little bit of time for those fades to heal. The tunnel is still up. Oh my god! But they are going to back off and give
Yeah.
up this position.
I think the aliens didn't expect 3 Marines there, to be honest. That's why they wanted to clear it.
I think even if they did have 3 Marines, if they were able to push all those life forms out of the other side of the tunnel just a little bit quicker, again, seconds quicker, they would have been in a much better position. But the Marines were all over that tunnel. It was scary. And you saw Rant right around the corner with her shotgun trying to pick a fade as they leave, possibly.
Okay, so what I'm thinking right now is that Golden is saving for Fade. because the commander is getting ready to get metabolize up. And I don't think if it's worth it to go metabolize before the second hive right now, if it's only one fade. So I really think Golden will go fade, and then they are trying to defend the hive somewhere. Again, going for automation, I don't like it. Look, you see that? There's another lockdown. They don't need to deny that gate. They will. The Marines will get it anyways.
Yeah,
Or
yeah.
will.
I think they feel the pressure because their res is so committed, so close to that gate. Cutting the res in half, going through generators is going to be hard, and that's
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
where the Marines are going to want their next RT. They did lose their back res though, and so they're only now back up onto 4 RTs. The Marines and aliens have been basically staying in parity with the amount of RTs they're able to field, and that usually favors the aliens. Oh my
Ring is
god!
safe with 2% here.
Oh my god! And
But yeah,
sorry.
I totally agree with you. Like that gate is dangerous, considering looking at the path they want to expand. Like the pressure into Chen is just continuous.
Yeah, and it doesn't. It's one of these occasions where the Marines can just do this over and over again, flood out. They get put pressure on Gen, and it's actually the right decision. It's not like you're. It's not like being stuck in nanogrid in whatchamacallit Vale. It's not like being stuck in nanogrid in Vale. This path of pressure and now this gate is absolutely the right thing for this Marine team to do. Oh my god. But they are going to get cleared. Is there enough life on these life forms to go and pressure that gate afterwards? They don't think so. They have to go back and heal.
Imagine one Skulk on the rest at the meantime all the time. That would have been nice.
Yeah, and I think that's sort of one of the things if we're going to look back on this map and say, oh god, I really wish we could have seen one of those skulks on the back res more this entire round, really.
Yeah, Yams is just deciding to fight here all the time. I really think you should go on the rest right now. But okay, the aliens managed to clear it once again. But since the Marines are just sitting on 6 RTs, they can go there again and again and again. Doesn't really matter.
Yeah, and they need to peel that skulk off. He needs to start biting RTs. It's absolutely the only thing that they can do right now. It's scary though. You even let off a little pressure because the Marines can just continuously put this push into this room over and over and over again, and it's actually the right choice for them, especially with all the res out. Now, finally, with the Skulk on back res, they're going to have to actually think a little bit of whether or not this is the right choice. But the aliens lose their RTs, and this pressure has now been successful.
Yeah, I mean, what are the aliens trying to do now? Are they still going for Chen or?
No, I don't think so. I think they're slowly switching to drill site.
I'm not sure if slowly is fast enough.
Yeah.
Because now we see a pump gate coming up and denying the other side again.
I know, these Marines are just cutting these aliens in half. So hard to see.
Okay, so Yams killed the second extractor now, going ahead into security. And automation. Marines are not in position to defend automation right now. It might go down.
It's definitely going down. Finally a victory for this alien team. Rant spotted
And
by this drifter.
Gold winning also the one-on-one, but now it's all against Unreal and... Oh my god, Unreal gets sandwiched now by the life forms, huh?
Yes, but before he does, and he doesn't end up dying either, he gets that base RT again, putting the aliens down on one RT that isn't even assisted. Good lord, is this pressure hard to deal with. Oh god, the phone going for this mineral processing tunnel. I think it's the right decision, but boy, it's so risky. Oh, Rant running straight for it. God, they have to be ready to pile through this tunnel as soon as they can. But Doggo and Unreal also putting a ton of pressure on. Can they hold this tunnel? It's the game right here. This is the most important moment for this alien team. Able to kill that drifter. Rant goes down though, and that is a little sigh of relief for this alien team.
But they lost the lurk. Spring died, but I'm not sure where.
Probably in that base push. I don't know where else he would have been. But yeah, down to one RT. God, Darn, that's a hard place to be.
Oh, I think Billy heard the tunnel. Because the Marines don't know yet
No,
about
Rand
it.
saw it, I think.
Oh, Rand did. Yeah,
Yeah.
you're right. No, wait, Rand was in Trill. She didn't see it. Right? It doesn't matter.
Yeah, either way.
No, now they know it.
True enough. True enough.
Now they scanned it.
Oh, that's what happened. They scanned it, and then Rant went in there. She got killed in drill. So we were both.
Ah, yeah.
But look, they're able to get this pump control gate. That's fantastic.
This is nice. But now we have a gen gate. Okay. Situation is 2 lurks, 2 fades. This hive is holdable. Obviously, the Marines are not trying to go for a hive push probably with that gate. But having the life farms up, it's not clear that they can make a benefit out of that.
That
They're gonna
siege
siege
plays,
it?
yeah.
Oh yeah. Wait, is it true again? Yeah.
But I think it's actually the right decision.
It is.
Have you watched this little drama taking place? Spring getting pushed all the way around the map, barely holding on to his lurk. Yeah.
No.
He's been hiding in unknown for a long time, next to productions, but he finally gets out.
Wait a second. The aliens are winning every engagement on this map.
Yeah.
Okay.
And now getting pushed back to this automation gate. That tunnel is still up. If they're able to pile through, kill these Marines.
If you look at the rotations of the aliens right now, it's extremely perfect.
Yeah, Golden almost.
Oh, but
Golden.
the tunnel is 16%.
Oh no. Oh
it
no.
needs a bone wall. It needs a bone wall.
Now, now, dude.
Nobody in the chair.
Oh boy.
Oh yeah, that nade was needed, Retology.
Hey, she didn't know.
Yeah, I'm just joking.
I know.
Okay, aliens gave up on that side.
Tragic. Oh, Golden, barely holding on. You know, if you get out of the room with that little amount of health, again, that's basically good resource management. That's the right play. You want to, the best fades don't leave the room until they've taken a shot.
Okay, gate is down, but Skulk died. That means he cannot go into locker for some respiting. I mean, tech-wise, nothing happened for the Marines since, I would say, 8 minutes.
Yep.
But also nothing happened for the aliens.
Well, how many gates do you think that's been? It's at least 3, right? So that's 45 resin gates plus meds plus whatever else goes into that.
The Arc Factory that died?
Yeah. I mean, Arc, if it wasn't upgraded, it was only 5 res.
Okay, I didn't see.
Even if it was upgraded, I think it's only 10, right? I'm not sure.
They changed it some time ago. Is it 10 or 15 the upgrade?
It might be 15.
I think it's 10. I think it's 10. Yeah. All right. So Marine. Okay, one is recapturing. Single pressure from Knights, which is good with the rifle. So if he dies, it doesn't really matter. Desisting that harvester.
We're finally seeing.
Oh, Wake died.
Oh, I missed it. But we're seeing some good res biting. The Marines are able to stay up on 6 res nodes. Boy, I wouldn't have thought it was that high until I just looked. But we are actually choosing some engagements here for the alien team. Spring, the lurks are now on the back res. Lots of Marines kind of split up, but putting a ton of pressure on still. And the robotics factory is complete. Arc robotics factory complete. That is the siege starting for this Marine team.
Aliens had an opportunity to go on the gate, but now that the third Marine is spawning, it won't work. I don't think so.
You have these two Marines swing around the top trying to get this RT, but is that a mistake?
They're trying to go for the life form. What? I really wonder why they're not going for the life form traps here.
I think they're trying to do economic damage. They've been in an economic lead for so long. killing this RT is relatively easy in this room, and they just back out
Yeah,
safely. They were just trying something cheeky because they kind of got stuck around the corner. I don't know if they knew that drill site was open or not, but regardless of whether it's open, you have to reestablish the sys chain all the way to drill, and it definitely, this RT is going to take some damage before that's reestablished. This base RT is almost dead.
yeah, the Arcs will clear it. This is such a lame place for the Arcs.
So safe, so far away from where
Yeah,
aliens can pressure.
fucking long hallway where Marines can stay back and just defend the Arcs.
Yeah, totally.
And here comes the second lame place. But yeah, arcing is arcing.
Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't actually think it's. I like that arcs in the game. I think it's incredibly important. So I don't think it's particularly lame, but it is a very arcable hive. That's for sure.
Yeah, I'm not saying that arcing in general is lame, but very often the spots where the arcs are.
Yeah, it's so hard to defend too. Valiant effort. These life forms are committing as hard as they can, but this is gonna be game
Yeah.
right here.
I mean, they had to make the all-in move here. Yeah.
And that will
Just unfortunate,
conclude the finals of NSL Season 17. A big round of applause for both teams, but CyberBoots able to come out ahead. So many great players in this game with so many great stories. Anything you'd like to say?
No, thank you for having me. It was a surprise because
Yeah, it
I'm
was
not that much online anymore, but I
that was
just came online and got the opportunity.
an
So thanks for
absolute.
watching, everybody. It was a beautiful final, and I hope that we're gonna see another season soon.
Me too. Me too. 100%. And it was an absolute pleasure casting with you. I really enjoyed it.
Same goes for me. Bye bye.
Yep. See ya. Well, here we go. We have some stats and stuff, but I think after all that action, we're really about to clean up and end the stream here. Let's see if we can get an interview with those winners. I can try getting them on the line, but yeah, in general, what an incredible amount of great play on both sides. Um, let's see. Just messaged one of them. We'll see if they want to give us a little talk here. I'm not entirely sure if people are going to want to after that game, but stick in with me for just a little bit longer. We'll see if maybe somebody wants to join us. What's up, guys? Happy, winner, first place victory.
Thank you.
Yeah, it was awesome to watch. We really enjoyed. Me and both Crowbar and I were casting today, and it was absolutely a blast. I thought especially that second game or on Veil was just really awesome.
It was a fun game.
Yeah, everybody played really well. Did you mind being stuck in the chair, Shu?
I'll do it, but I don't like it. I'm not a calm, but whatever.
Yeah, I guess Ranger had some issues today getting to the field.
Oh, I think Plebdo and Ranger had a power outage.
Yeah.
Because we looked up and like all of like Los Angeles, like a lot of it's down.
Dang.
So
Really unlucky.
Yeah.
yeah,
What
had
a
to
bummer.
step up to the comm chair.
Yeah.
It's a shame that Ranger didn't get to play because he invested a lot of like time and energy in the team, and he had a bunch of strats that he saved for the final. So it's kind of disappointing a bit, but it is what it is.
Yeah, I know how much he was excited yesterday as we were logging off. He was giving a shout out to come and watch this match, but you guys did him proud, I'm sure. I'm bummed as well. I would have really liked to see how Ranger played it, but Shu, you had some awesome decision making. I think
He would have played better than me. Trust me.
Yeah, well, there was a time, I forget, all the details are flooding together at this point, but there was a really good call you made at one point. So good job.
I don't. So I made some calls, but the team, pretty much everyone makes calls on this team, so it wasn't just me.
For sure, for sure. Yeah, and it was really interesting to see how you played your lurk, Doggo. I saw you be so aggressive in position.
Yes. It cost me my luck once or twice.
Yeah, but I think in some cases, just the fact that it was unexpected for a single shotgun Marine to have you come flying in his face, and you took a couple of those fights too.
I did, and it miraculously it worked out.
Yeah.
Sometimes you have to take the risks to win the game.
But they're a good team. They have extremely good players on their team. Unfortunately, I don't think that they played much before the match, so
Yeah.
I think that they actually probably would have put up a better fight if they put in more time. But
I mean, I was the
fun.
same.
That's
I
something.
won't lie, I was very high in that first game, and that was my first
Okay.
match.
You probably shouldn't say that.
Oh,
Well, you know what? It's not the worst thing that's been said on this stream over the years, but it's. I mentioned at the beginning of the round that I was looking at people's NSL counts, and the first team I was ever on in that first Div 1 season was 420. So you know, I think you can be forgiven at least in this occasion. But you know,
Well.
don't do drugs.
Well, I'm going to be honest. Those games could have gone either way. They have extremely good players on their team. Extremely good. Yams probably has the best aim in this game. Wake's an extremely good lurk. Loam's well-rounded. Golden, everyone knows him. He's extremely smart. Phone's a really good comm.
Yeah.
They all played extremely well.
Yeah, we were saying just the same on the stream. Me and Crowbar both agreed there was two maps that you guys took off of them where it came down to seconds. You know, if that bile bomb gorge was able to land one or two more bile bombs, or you just were able to clutch the engagement in nanogrid. There were just moments in both games that were just so close. And these teams, even though your score line was pretty one-sided, I think we saw a bunch of games here that were super, super competitive. And also, Crowbar did mention that these players on Phone's team on the Tokyo Drifters play a little bit less often than maybe you guys do, and they just haven't been able to come into the game quite as often. And you know, we saw them do a really, really good job planning up a great show for all of us and giving you guys a good run. Yeah, it's so cool to see players who've been playing together for so long.
they played very well on the mineral map.
Yeah, they kept their fades alive for a long time.
Yeah, it's a very marine-sided map, yet they did really well to stay in the game for that long.
For sure. And there were some really brilliant moments in the previous map where like you had Spring kill a Fade and a Skulk on his own on Weapons 2 shotguns, and I think you had a similar situation where Loam did the same thing. Individual Marine players that really demanded that you guys respect them. Who was the player you were most worried about?
Oh, jeez.
Loam was hitting some shots that game. I could feel it.
The player Wake on Aliens is really, really hard to fight. On Marines, I would say Yams is an amazing shot. Spring's also up there. I don't know how out of practice he is, though.
I was worried the most about Loam because I know in these like situations where it matters, he really shows up.
Yeah, and boy, did he. You guys all played so well. It was so cool to watch. Hey, Golden, what's up, man?
Hello.
I thought we
Hey.
all were just talking about, these guys included, we're just saying how great you guys played and how close so many of these rounds were. Even if the score line at the end was a little bit one-sided, that we really enjoyed all of your play and thought you did great.
Yeah, I think all of the rounds could have gone either way.
I do too.
You guys played really, really well, and you guys have been putting in the work. It's a deserved victory.
We've been playing those low tier gathers. Putting in a lot of work.
Speaking
Thanks.
of low tier gatherers, we all like you to join this very friendly gather community and get your game going.
No,
I'm
but
just kidding. I'm just kidding.
no, but yeah, exactly what Golden said. It could have gone either way. They played extremely well. I think that this was the most out of all the matches I've played this whole season. This is the one match that I really wanted to play, and unfortunately, we missed the other one before the finals against this team. But this is the only match I really wanted to play this entire season. So
Yeah, I saw some
It
games
was
today that I absolutely, I didn't get a chance to cast the whole season, but I saw some games today that I can pretty confidently say were the best games this season, and I thought they were absolutely a blast to watch. Thanks again for you guys to decide, both of you, to go for this best of 7 format. It was
yes, I believe. Okay, so in my opinion, in the finals, it should be best of 7. I don't think best of 5 is. It doesn't give enough teams enough time to fight. So
I agree.
best of
I
7
agree
needs
too.
to. If there's any change, Darkling, are you listening? If there's any change, best of 7 needs to be in finals.
well.
Oh, I'll talk to Espa about it. The reason, so far I remember, was that because we allowed for 4 map bans, that you don't have enough maps for best of 7. But that's why we were improvising today with not.
There's more than
Yeah.
enough maps. It was
That's
fun.
easy to solve. You just ban pure. I also want to say that we really need to have divisions next season. Like I would much rather be in a division just like playing against you guys for 8 weeks than I would being like. Are you disagreeing with me?
No, I'm just. It's just gonna get monotonous.
It depends on the number
But
of
at-
teams that
at
sign
least
up.
we'll-
Yeah, I think
play,
that we're
you know.
struggling against a player base that is small right now. But there's a chance with this update that is around the corner. I don't know if you know more about it than I do, but there's been people talking about this Thunderdome update that maybe will give the 6v6 format a little bit more legs late into the lifespan of this game.
Oh, so the whole point of this whole matchmaking thing is to segue people into the comp scene. That's the whole point of it, and I agree with it. I think it should, but I don't want to go off onto a tangent about that right now.
Yeah, no, and I think I want to say, especially as much as there are little tweaks that maybe we want to see, we really have to give it up to the people behind the scenes who make sure that the seasons actually happen. Espa, DC, Infamous, all of you guys have been really outstanding in helping build this community and keeping it going. Just want to throw that out there.
Yeah. All right, another season down. Thanks, guys. I really enjoyed it.
Congratulations on 1 and 2, and it was so great. I think I'll be signing off as well.
Oh, thank you guys for casting.
Yeah, it was a pleasure.
You guys all for playing. It was beautiful to see.
Beautiful rounds today, I would say so.
Definitely.
Thank you, Azilla. Thank you.
Cheers,
Bye-bye.
everybody.
GG's.
Nice day, people.
GGs.